Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel, and if you are new here, hi, my name is Natasha and it's fantastic to have you here. For today's video, I am so excited to share with you the Green Glyphs Collection. This is a set of 4 Divination decks and a hardcover glossary. This was created by James Eads, and if that name sounds familiar, that is the creator of the Prisma Visions Tarot. So I have been able to play around with this advanced copy and I am very impressed. This is a Kickstarter project currently going on. It will retail at Kickstarter for $155, but retailing for $180. So if you like what you see, go check them out. Again, description box will be the links. And this was going to be an overview. So the video would be like an hour long if I went through and flipped through every single deck for this. So what I decided to do is do a specific video per deck. That way you can look at everything in a detailed way. But for right now, I'm just going to go into detail about what you receive and what to expect. So with that, let's go ahead and get into it. As you can see, it is a full collection here. And this packaging is fantastic. I love that it's all fitting in this little container here, and it fits on your bookshelf quite nicely. It's not too wide and it's not too long to where it's an awkward shape. So everything is contained. This is all supposed to work together. So if you want to use the tarot with the oracle, you can, or the runes with the oracle, whatever you want to do, it's all going to be able to be cohesive. It's so great in that way. So what you get is a tarot deck, an oracle deck, a rune deck, and a Lenormand deck. So let's get started. Let me show you the tarot deck here. It is this blue container and they all have glyphs on it, hence the name. And you can incorporate all of the glyphs within each other and create your own story, which is fantastic. I really enjoy this tarot because it's very simple, but it is involving a lot of symbolism, which is great. Each deck has its own guidebook here that goes into depth with how to use the deck, as well as information for each card and all of that. Again, with the hardcover copy that you get, all of the guidebooks will be in one. So if you choose to use each deck together, this would be your resource. It's very nicely done too. We'll look at that in just a second. But back to the tarot, you'll notice the box and the packaging is great. We have this phenomenal gold foil holographic halo. And then each card deck is going to be the same cardstock, same style, but the back is going to reflect the different glyphs for the deck that it represents. So these will be the tarot glyphs, the runes will have the rune glyphs, etc. This is made with 350 GSM cardstock. They are 2.5 by 3.5 inches, and the cardstock quality is great. Love it. It is like, I would call it like a slight gloss. I wouldn't say it is like a stout matte, but what I enjoy about the tarot deck is that it uses color and simple art to illustrate the energy of the cards. So the yellow is going to represent happier moments, positive moments, whilst the orange is going to represent like frustration, difficult times, that sort of a thing. So you can use that to your advantage. And then when you get to the suits, they each tell a different story in the suit. So the wands is how humans got magic. And then we have the cups, which show how elephants came to carry water. It's so well done. And then the swords is next, and it's how the moon and the sun made the stars. And the last suit is how the water made the land. So it's very well thought out, very different approach to the tarot deck, but it's super beginner friendly. The guidebook does a really good job with how to interpret the cards, as well as allowing you space to interpret them maybe in a slightly different way. So very well done with the tarot deck. All right, so next up, this might be my favorite deck out of all of them. This is the Oracle deck, And as you can see, it is the green packaging. This is 50 cards and the 80-page guidebook. This has the magnetic clasp as well. They all do, as well as a ribbon. Again, here's the guidebook. This is a great all-around oracle deck because you can use it for multiple different styles of readings, different types of readings. There's only a monotone color in here and the foiling, which is beautiful. So you can kind of use it in different ways. They're not numbered, but the guidebook is in alphabetical order here. There are some spreads that you can use, and it's just super easy to interpret on your own without the guidebook. But again, it allows you space to kind of use your intuition to interpret it in the way that you would like to. It also paints a picture really well. So if you do like to have a lot of cards in your spread, you can use it in a way of painting similar to the Lenormand deck, so which we'll get to there. But again, same cardstock, a little bit of a different back, more of the oracle glyphs. And I'll just show you, look at that foiling. It's so fun. And a lot of the images are, you know, what we would have around the house, so we would know what they would intuitively mean to us. It's just really beautiful, simplistic. I love this crystal ball. I wanted to show you this beautiful foiling there. Ah! So yeah, it's just my favorite. I feel like I get really good intuitive hits off of this. It's just beautiful. And there's a lot of gazebos in his artwork too, which I like. Look at this ghosty. I love the ghost. It's just, it has a really special place in my heart after working with it because it's so easy to use and super beginner friendly. Again, no numbers or anything like that. So you can again interpret this how you see fit with your intuition. Very nice quality. All of these decks have great quality. Again, super impressed. All right, next one. All right, so this is the Rune deck. This is another really cool one because this is allowing you to, if you're not experienced with runes, learn runes in a way that just makes sense. And it works really well. 24 cards, and you have the option to use it with the cards or the dice or both. So the dice are the same runes, only it is able to have you throw it like you would die. Again, we have the ribbon, the magnetic closure, the guidebook. I love this because it breaks the runes down for you in a way that makes sense and it's easy to digest. So then when we go into the back here, you have the phrase at, so the forces of life, so those runes. Then you have the haggles at, the forces of the gods. And then you have tears at, which is the forces of humankind. And it breaks it down in a really great way that makes sense, easy to learn. And the other thing that I love about this, there's pronunciation. So for me, who has trouble with pronouncing anything and everything, this is fantastic. So I'm really loving this deck. It makes sense to use it with the cards. Again, you have the back that is similar, just with the runes, the foiling, the color. You have the rune on top, the title on the bottom, and the glyph, as with all of the cards. So even if you didn't know what the rune meant, the imagery is great. Again, use of that color. It's just so well done. All right, and then the dice here are really heavy metal. Like heavy. There's a weight to it. So when you throw it, you're not afraid of it, you know, breaking or anything like that. The advanced copy here, they did a little boo-boo and had all the same die, but don't worry, the ones that you will be getting if you back the Kickstarter or purchase it, they will be the correct ones. I just want to note that so you're not like, why are they all the same? But this allows you to do a reading with just these, and you can read the rune up top there, or you can do it in tandem with the cards as well. And again, you can use all the cards together. They're so cohesive and they work so well with each other. All right, so next and last, we have the Lenormand. All right, this is the divination deck that I have the least experience with. I am trying to learn Lenormand. For me personally, it's just very overwhelming feeling, but going through the guidebook and working with this, it's been really patient. I would say the word is. I've been able to kind of take my time with it. The explanation in the guidebook for how to use it has been really beneficial, and it's just something that's going to take time for me to learn, as with anything. But it does go into so much detail on how to use it, what things are supposed to be meaning. We do have color coding again, and then it just goes into really wonderful, basic, easy to digest meanings. The Lenormand, there's a specific structure that you have to work with, similar to tarot that way, but it involves a lot of laying the cards out in a particular way, as well as reading each position in a particular way. So it's just, to me, it's very intimidating. This is something that is going to, for me personally, take a lot more time to develop the skill to read with. But this gives me the hope that it's going to be at least doable with this deck. It's very straightforward. I feel like for me personally, it makes more sense. There's also, I do want to point out, there's also different genders. So we have the gentleman, the lady, and then we have the person. And then the gentleman, the lady, and then the person. So again, if you don't identify with a specific gender, or you don't feel comfortable with identifying with just the gentleman or the lady, you can sub in the person, which I think is so fantastic, and what a great inclusivity statement. I love that. So again, very well done. I can't really judge it too much because again, my experience with Lenormand is very minimal, but I do like the quality. I love how they took the time to add in that extra bit of, hey, maybe you don't identify with that. So here's another card option for you. So that just tickled my heart. Loved that. Like I said, the quality of these decks is phenomenal. Oh, let me put the guidebook back in here. So yeah, if you're looking for a great cohesive set to use together or to learn on, these would be great. The last piece I want to touch on is the guidebook here, this glossary. It is so beautiful. Look at this. So we have the same foiling as the cardstock. Oh, and we have a bookmark ribbon, which, you know, it just classes it up so nicely. I love that. You'll find all of the guidebooks of each deck in here. It's 350 pages, and you'll also find a section in here that will allow you to understand using this as a mega deck. So that'll be great. As a mega hybrid deck, you'll find the guidebook for that. So everything in here will be in here along with that information. It's fantastic. So again, these were created with the intention of being used together. So the backs of the cards are similar, yet a little bit different. So that way when you draw them, there's not really a huge bias if you're making a huge mega deck. So I think everything really was thought out in a well-rounded way. I know this took a few years to process and create and make, and I do think that there's so many well thought out uses of this. This is the inside of the box I just wanted to show you. Okay, so the prices individually, what they will retail for. So the tarot is going to be $45 or $40 with the Kickstarter. The Oracle is going to be $40 or $35 with the Kickstarter. The runes are going to be $40 or $30 with the Kickstarter price. And lastly, the Lenormand is going to be $35 or $30 with the Kickstarter price. And the glossary is $30 or $25 with Kickstarter sets. So altogether, it's a steal. I'm so impressed with the quality, with the time put in, the effort to make them all cohesive and work well together. I have not had a bad experience working with them, and that was one of the reasons why I didn't do an unboxing. I really wanted to get to know the decks before I shared with you. The tarot, I will say with the size, it is like a mini tarot deck. So It might be a little harder for some of you with small hands to shuffle like a rifle shuffle, like how we normally do. It can get a little intimidating that way, but shuffling it overhand like this or spreading it out to pull a card, I have not really had a terrible issue with it, and I would let you know if it was a struggle. It really wasn't that hard. It's more of the along the lines of, oh, I have to get used to this size now, and that's not bad. But I was super impressed with the tarot just because the amount of thought that went into each suit for the story to be a story that made sense with the energy of the cards, as well as to make sense for beginners. And then the majors were great. So like I said, I just wanted to give you an overview of what you will be receiving or what to look for in this packaging, this whole set. It's very, very well done. And what I will do next is create a video on each of these individually. So a full flip through so you can see how they shuffle. So stay tuned for that. I would like to thank James R. Eads and a team for sending this my way. The fact that you trust me to show the community like this, a wonderful piece of art and functioning piece of art at that, is very humbling, and I very much thank you for that. So let me know now what you guys think of this. Is this something that you're excited about? Have you been looking into this? Will you be wanting to put it on your wish list? Will you want to be getting it? Or is this something that you don't see you needing? Please let me know all your thoughts down below in the comment section. I love reading them. Thank you again for spending your time with me. I love you and I like you. If you have not done so already, don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit that notification bell on your way out of this video. That way you will never miss an upload from me. Thank you again, and I will see you in my next video. Bye-bye.